Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about some Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot news. We do have some character descriptions for who they're going to include within the next season. Along with this being a reboot and everything, Sarah Michelle Gellar only having a supporting role, something that's reoccurring, we're going to have, of course, a new cast, a new generation of Slayer and her Slayerettes or Scooby Gang. And so we have some descriptions I want to talk about and just kind of giving us an idea of what this reboot is going to look like. So our first character is named Nova. This is the high school vampire hunter, determined and fearless, balancing school life with slaying. This is, of course, a lead role. Abe, Noah's father, a dedicated journalist. This is also a lead role, someone that's between their 40s and 60s, kind of very similar to how it was Buffy and Joyce in the original series, where she was a single parent trying to navigate everything after her and her husband had split up. So I wonder if they're going to kind of do the same thing with this, where this Abe character is going to be raising Nova on his own with the mother really not in the picture. But aside from that, we have Mr. Burke. Mr. Burke is the school librarian, another familiar setting, familiar character, but it looks like it kind of takes a twist here where the school librarian who later becomes a vampire, someone between the 30s and 60s. So they're taking it something they didn't do with the original, where Giles, he was always there. He never died, he never turned or anything like that. So it looks like they're going to possibly take this supporting role, even though this is supposed to be a lead role. So I don't know if this is something or somebody that Nova actually has interaction with or develops a relationship with. It might be something very different from what we saw from the original series, because if you know, aside from being a librarian, Giles was also Buffy's watcher. So it looks like they're going to kind of take parts of that relationship, kind of intermingle it, and then just kind of completely left turn it. But going on from there, we have Cole, the alpha of the group, confident and natural leader. So someone else that's part of this little friend group or whatever. And then we have Hugo, a nerd from a wealthy family who has a thing for Nova but is awkward about it. So something also very similar that we saw at least in the first couple of seasons of Buffy, where Xander was also very infatuated with Buffy. He very much cared about her, but he could never get past that friend zone kind of area because of, the things that developed with Angel, and just she never just saw him that way, and it became a very frustrating situation. But things, of course, kind of turned in his favor, where he ended up with Cordelia, but he kind of screwed that up too. So he had a very on again, off again with her, and then the whole thing with Willow, and then meeting Anya, and just everything kind of go from there. His dating, love life, whatever, pretty much a disaster. So we'll see if they kind of adapt the same kind of thing with Hugo here. But then we have Gracie, is Nova's best friend, fascinated by myths, and a huge Buffy fan. So being a part of this inner circle of Slayers and whatnot, we can assume that pretty much anyone that was activated as far as being Slayers, the potentials, they all know about Buffy. And so Gracie is privy to that information, so she's become probably pretty obsessed, and that's just kind of seems what they're going with anyways. And seeing how she is fascinated by myths, so she is probably someone that's already very into all of this, and is probably gets very shocked finding out it's real or something like that. Then we have the supporting character of Mia, a social media obsessed student who gets caught up in the supernatural chaos. So we do have six new characters, six of them being leads, and the other one being supporting. So we have a bulk of cast right there, and no word yet on anybody else from the original show coming back to be a part of this again. We know that Charisma Carpenter wants to be. She hopes that she gets invited back. Seth Green has also expressed interest in coming back if there's a good story for Oz, because Oz kind of got the short end of the stick. He was there. He was very prominent, I want to say, within the first 3 seasons, kind of on and off, and then on and off again in the fourth season before he just kind of disappeared and was gone forever. We didn't ever see him again. But I think that they could do more with him. I mean, being someone who has been following Seth Green for a very long time, someone that grew up with him basically, I really think that they could do more with his character, considering he is a werewolf and everything. So maybe along the way, he actually found a cure for that, because he kind of discovered something kind of temporary, I guess, where he was able to more or less control the transformation. But then finding out Willow was kind of a something that set it off. It was a trigger. So he had to leave, and then we never saw him again. But I'm hoping they bring him back if they give him a good story. And, I would love to see all the original characters come back, but you have to keep in mind, too, because of the nature of the show and everything, that we probably won't see David Boreanaz, James Marsters, anybody else that played a vampire parts. But, I mean, those were the two main ones. Any other vampires usually got dusted and done away with. But unless they do some extreme, CGI de-aging, I don't see them coming back. unless they introduce something that happened, in the off years that we didn't see them, that they became human or something. But anyways, guys, that's just a bit of Buffy news I want to bring your way. I'm very excited about this. So hopefully we get some more developments over the next few months, because I think the target is to start filming maybe this summer. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, and come back for more content just like this. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.